Well, one of the first things you want to know is that likes are a vanity metric,
Okay,
right? They really
right.
don't mean that much. They get your aha. I go and look how many likes I have, but it's not really, and click through as well. Gary
Mhm.
Vaynerchuk talks about this a lot. If just because it got in front of them doesn't mean that they actually saw it or did something or engaged with it. So it's engagement that you want to look at. Did they watch the video? Did they watch, the first 5 seconds and then past then did they watch it? And there's tactics around that, right? To do the open loops and the hooks and things like that. So it's not just about putting that stuff up. You want to start the way you did, Jeff, today, talking about what we're going to talk about, right? So
Right.
then you can tell people it's that kind of a thing. But you want to look at engagement. You want to look at conversion, and these are easy to track. And certainly when you put your ads out there, you want to make sure you have the processes in place to do that. But it really is about, are they seeing the stuff? What Vaynerchuk talks about is you put out all that content as organic content. Then you see which stuff pops, which stuff people are interested in, and that's what you throw your money at, right? But to do that, you got to put out a lot of stuff, right? So again, one of the best ways to do that is to do long form stuff, then cut it up into short stuff, because now you're interacting, someone's asking you questions, it's a lot easier to come up with things, and then you cut that up. But it really is a volume game, and there's no other way to get around it. And, Gary Vaynerchuk has, I think now 30 plus people on his team doing that. And what he says is that should reflect to you how important I see this as. He buys about $250 million worth of ads a year. So, he really knows what's working. But yeah, you definitely want to put people on this. And over time, you'll get like Alex Hormozi is now doing. He only started this about 2 or 3 years ago, right? Alex did. But
Right.
now he's got all this deal flow coming in because he's invested the time into it. And he's changed his tune on this. He didn't really see this till later on. And now he's all about building brand. Building brand, let me say this too. It's not about your font and your background and your all that. In fact, Joe Polish talks about that. Marketing isn't about your business cards and your logo and all that. While that stuff is important, it's not nearly as important as your message. So again, I go back to what Gary's putting out. It's kind of raw, right? It's not slicked up stuff. And in fact, Alex Hormozi, he just went through this recently. He was doing the slick stuff, and he said, I'm cutting all that out. I'm going to just do the straight stuff. There's a reason for that. So, you want to have your call to action at the end and some of that stuff. And you certainly want to, cut out the flubs and cut some of that kind of thing.
Right.
But you don't need to, it doesn't need to have NBC graphics and, all of that stuff and take a week to produce. You just don't need to do that. It's way more important to put it out there and then see what's popping and then drill down on that.